never planned to fall in love with her. That's the part people don't believe. But it didn't start as love. Therefore, no one noticed it when it was still harmless. She was just the housemaid. Quiet, respectful, always present, but never seen. His wife hired her because she needed help. The house was too big, the days were too long, and marriage had slowly turned into routine. But routine has a way of numbing people. Therefore, everyone assumed everything was fine. At first, it was nothing. A greeting in the morning, a polite thank you, small talk that didn't matter. But familiarity grows faster than feelings. Therefore, boundaries softened. Before anyone realized, she noticed things his wife no longer did. When he was tired, when he skipped meals, when his smile looked forced. But noticing is dangerous. Therefore, silence started to feel like understanding. His wife was busy with responsibilities, busy with expectations, busy holding the marriage together without knowing it was slipping.com. But busy people miss quiet shifts. Therefore, the distance grew without an argument. Then came the moments, not touching, not flirting, but lingering conversations in the kitchen. Therefore, comfort replaced caution. He found himself waiting for her to finish cleaning, not because he needed anything, but because the house felt less empty when she was there. That's when it scared him. But instead of stepping back, he stepped closer. Therefore, the line blurred. He started comparing, not out loud, not consciously, but comparison happens in silence. Therefore, resentment quietly formed, where gratitude once lived. The maid listened, his wife corrected. The maid noticed, his wife assumed. But assumptions are fragile, therefore truth hid comfortably behind them. One evening, his wife came home early, not suspicious, not angry, but tired. She walked into the house and felt it immediately. Not a sound, not a scene, but a shift. Something was different. Therefore, she paid attention. She noticed how quiet the housemaid became when she entered, how her husband avoided eye contact, how conversations paused when she walked into the room, but she said nothing. Therefore, she watched. Days passed, then weeks, but patterns don't lie. Therefore, denial became impossible. One afternoon, she found the phone, not snooping, not searching, but it lit up. A message, simple, harmless on the surface. Did you eat? But concern reveals attachment. Therefore, her chest tightened. She didn't scream. She didn't confront him immediately, but she sat down, because pain sometimes steals your strength before it steals your voice. That night, she asked him one question, "Are you happy?" But he hesitated. Therefore, she already knew. Silence answered louder than words. He tried to explain. He said it wasn't physical. He said nothing happened. He said he didn't mean for it to go this far. But intention doesn't erase impact. Therefore, the damage stayed. She listened, quietly, too quietly, and that scared him, more than shouting ever could. The next morning, she woke up early. She cooked breakfast. She cleaned the house. She spoke kindly, but kindness after betrayal feels like a warning. Therefore, the tension thickened. She called the housemaid into the living room, not angrily, not emotionally, but calmly. She paid her extra. She thanked her and told her to leave. No insults, no accusations. But consequences don't always come with chaos. Therefore, the maid left in silence. He thought that was the end, but endings rarely end things. Therefore, this was only the beginning. That evening, his wife packed a small bag. Not everything, just enough. She looked at him and said, "I didn't lose you to her. I lost you to what you refused to fix." But he couldn't argue. Therefore, he watched her walk away. The house became quiet again, but this time, it was heavy. No footsteps, no presence, no warmth. But emptiness teaches lessons. Comfort never could. Therefore, regret arrived fully. He reached out. She didn't answer. He apologized, comma. She listened, but didn't return. But trust isn't rebuilt with words. Therefore, time became the judge. Months later, the housemaid had moved on. Different job, different life. But the wife had changed too. Therefore, reconciliation wasn't guaranteed. He learned something painful. Losing his marriage didn't happen the moment he fell in love, but the moment he stopped protecting it. Therefore, the fall was slow, but fatal. Today, people still don't know the full story. They assume distance. They assume fate. They assume it just didn't work. But the truth is quieter. Love didn't ruin him. Temptation didn't destroy him. But neglect did. And the most painful part, he didn't lose everything in one night. He lost it. In moments, he told himself. Didn't matter, that's what happened before. And what happened after was a life shaped by a choice he never thought would cost this much.